do what it's going to do. That music too loud.
No,
Do you hear the music?
I can hear it, but it's not loud. I hear it, but it's not loud. Like a faint. You can know it's there, but it's not loud.
Mm. All right, so all right, let's all right. With the help of the Most High, we give y'all praise, glory, and honor. We do come to you today on behalf of the Most High in His strength and in His mercy, and our you know, see what's going on. Can you hear me now? Me too.
I can hear you. I hear you.
Jim say you on my side, you're spinning. I can see you now. All right. With the help of the Most High, I pray right now that He release the angels of fire over this broadcast today, so we'll be able to get through this broadcast. We will be able to understand what we're saying and be able to benefit from the program today. And this forces of the air, so we is encamped around us. All right. If you
Oh.
minutes. Are you hearing me?
You like every other like a gap into your words. Like you start off, you start off and then it's like you skip a word or something. Other than that, I can hear you. Do you hear me? Your face. Hmm. She froze.
All right, it's been 8 minutes. You haven't got on yet.
Because you were froze just then. I'm about to text you. Then you start talking, but your screen is still.
I don't know. Can you hear me? Because I'm just trying to.
I can hear you now, but you was like we were frozen just then.
The internet itself is connected. It just device just is not working.
Mm-hmm.
He will not let it go through.
Wow.
And it's supposed to be the right device.
Hmm.
On Lenovo,
Right.
on a Lenovo. Okay. Well, let's see. Can we get started?
Hmm.
Can you hear me? No.
I can hear you. Do you hear me? Yes, I can hear you.
Well, you taking so long to say.
Oh,
I can hear
yeah,
you
I can
now.
hear you. Yeah, I've
Okay,
been
we're gonna
hearing
take
you.
11 minutes trying to get started.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
pray, prayerful. I hope
but
that
we're
we
not
can.
seeing anything going out, hearing it. You hear
I can hear
and you got to
you.
watch the screen and see when the screen going out while you see when you talk.
My
Yeah, but
screen's
watch the
still up.
screen. If the screen is out, nobody can hear you. Nobody can see you. It don't do
My
no
screen
good.
is up. I can see me. I can see you. But then there's like you'll freeze every once in a while. I can see the
Okay.
scriptures. I can see you
But
got your scripture pulled up there.
it can't
So I
be
get.
up if
I'm seeing it on my side. Um,
okay. All right. Well,
get
go ahead and get
get started. Yeah. I'm gonna be speaking
started, but
out.
you might have to continue this today. Go ahead.
I'm speaking out of Isaiah book 20, chapter 28, and it talks about um the come down nation of Ephraim, and it's got to deal with
On,
it, the pride and what the father thinks about
on my behalf.
pridefulness and how he gonna deal with the pride. And we see that right now. Everything that's taking place and happening got a lot to do with the pride of the of those involved. They just done disregarded what the father said. And what he says to
Well,
this, could you hear me? I'm gonna share my notes, and they're short notes because the scripture itself is
listen, I cannot see.
Mother, would you let me
I
know if you're having
cannot
difficulty
see
hearing me?
you, not hear you.
And I'm gone. I just came out the screen. I just got knocked out the studio, mother. Would you let me know if you can hear me and see me once I come back in? Because right now it's like she talking, it was every other word, and let me know whether or not you can hear her. I appreciate it. Now I got to wait for her to bring me back online because I just went like it just cut me off. You can see me. Okay, let me know what you can see and hear when we start because I was um talking, beginning to share the notes and talk, explain what was going on with the scripture, and then I got kicked out. As long as you can hear me and see, I appreciate it if you let me know.
On your side, but it's spinning out over here.
It is. She said it's spinning out on her side, but we can see each other. You can see me, and
I don't see you.
now she don't see me. Man,
Let me put. Let me put. Okay, hold on.
she said she
Screen
can,
back up.
she can see the both of us and hear, and she can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I see mom. Say she can hear,
Mm,
can see both of us here, and she said she hear us. Okay,
yeah.
I'm waiting on your screen to get back up on the screen there. Let's see what it. Because I'm sharing it. I don't know why it's not showing up.
Hmm.
Taking too long for it to load. There it is.
Wanna say she can see and hear. We can see and hear. On on Tion must be watching it. Okay, I'll give it a try.
Well, keep going.
As long as y'all can hear me, I'll go ahead and get started. And when she come back in, I just have to.
Father, in the name of Yahushua Mashiach.
Oh, why? Right. As I was saying, we'll see what happened. As long as y'all can hear me, I'll go ahead and start.
I,
All right. I was up with explaining what my scriptures was saying today about pride and we how we see pride. I know y'all can still see me. I don't. She'll come in, and I just have to go back and catch up some things. We dealing with a proud pride here that causing discomfort, chaos, and all kind of evil spirits being released because of this pridefulness. And the Father is not pleased, not in the least, with what's going on the earth today. And we, as saints of the Most High, we know He's not pleased because we've studied His Word, and His Word tell us He's going to deal with the rebellious. He going to deal with the prideful. He going to deal with the evildoers, the workers of iniquity. He going to deal with all these sinful acts that taking place upon this earth today. And we know He will because He is the author and finisher of our faith, and He take care of His people. And all this that going on is just more than the people themselves can tolerate. But as I was speaking in prayer this morning, the Father knows exactly what He doing and how He does it. You got more the pale faces upset than ever before. But like I said, Father, you had to do this in order to get us on track. And that is where we need to be, not going out, not being angry and carrying on, but turn to you and with everything is in us, begin to pray and ask you for guidance and your protection like you always has done. You have not forsaken us, nor will you ever forsake us. We need to know where our health and our strength come from, and it's not in man. Because you don't your word tell us nobody can redeem us but you. And we need to find ourselves going back into our relationship with you, go back to our first love, which is Yahushua HaMashiach. Because it ain't gonna get no better, it getting worse and worse, and he allowing it. He turning up the heat. He turned it. Even the weather is hotter now than it was before. Today is hotter than yesterday, and then tomorrow will be hotter than today. So we know who is in control, and we, as the saints, His chosen, should recognize the work that He's doing on this earth, and not it's not man, but Him. Yes, He uses man because He had to get us back in that place. But we don't have to fall down and faint because nobody can save us but our Father. Because that's who I trust in. That's who taking care of me. Just like He taking care of all of us. Because He is our source and our resource. And He going to deal with the proud. I'm going to share my notes because they're short. Because the scripture itself, the verses is long. And
Well,
I'm going to share this.
you
Excuse
might
me?
be ready to get talk continue talking. You will have to get into some of them scriptures probably. I'm still working on it. Keep
All right.
talking.
All right, I do that. And as I'm saying, I'm going into sharing my notes. So, cause Ephraim is he dealing with the pride. Like I said, he gonna deal with the prideful because it's too much going on and things that happening now. He did not. He knows the, what he's doing. People that get angry, they get aggravated, getting frustrated. But if we have go back to him. We got to turn back to him. Not just saying we love him. We got to show forth our faith in him as well. Because that is what solidify our relationship. So I'm gonna read my notes, and when I read my notes, I'm gonna read the scripture, and I'm asking the Father because I feel a blessing that is here and has been with me all day. And I pray that He remove all of this stuff out of the atmosphere so we can enjoy His word. And it tells us about Ephraim is a drunkard and will be killed, and Judah's sinners will be swept away. Isaiah explained that Yahweh punishes his people for a reason, much like a farmer who beats a crop of cumin. Yahweh punishes his people for a reason, for Yah teaches him the right manner, much like black cumin, which is beaten out with a stick, and cumin with a rod. That's verses 26 and 27 in Isaiah 7 and 13. But these are also muddled by wine and dazed by liquor. Priests and prophets are muddled by liquor. They are confined by wine. They are dazed by liquor. They are muddled in their vision. They stumble in judgment. Yea, all tables are covered with vomit and filth, so that no space is left. To whom would be he give instruction? To whom expound
Mm.
a message? To those newly weaned from milk, just taken away from the breast, that some may mutter upon mutter, murmur upon murmur. Now here, now there. truly as one who speaks, that the people in a stammering jargon, an alien tongue, he is also he who declares to them, this is the resting place. Let the weary rest. Let this place of reproach be refused to listen. To them, the word of Yah is mutter upon mutter, murmur upon murmur. Now here, now here, now there. And so they much march, but they fall backwards and be injured and snared and captured. 23 to 28 says, give diligent ear to my words, attend carefully to what I say. Does not he who plows to soar plow all the time, building, breaking up, firing, and land? When he had smoothed its surface, does he not rather broadcast black cumin and scatter cumin, or sit wheat in a row, barley in a strip, and emerald in a patch? For he teaches him the right manner. His Yahweh instructs him. So too, black cumin is not thrashed with a thrashing board, nor the wheels of a thrashing sledge roll over cumin. But black cumin is beaten out with a stick, and cumin is a rod. It is cereal that is crushed. For even if he thrashes it thoroughly, the wheels of this his sled and his horses overwhelm it. He does not crush it. In 29, that too he ordered by the Yahweh of hosts. His counsel is unfathomable, his wisdom marvelous. 1 to 13 said, condemnation of Ephraim. 1 and 4 says, doom for the drunkard of Ephraim. And 5 and 6, the coming glory of Yah. And 7 and 13, doom for the drunken leaders of Ephraim. And 14 and 22, condemnation of Judah, arrogance. And 14, exaltation. 15, the pride of the Judean. 16 to 19, oracle, Yah will protect those who trust in him. And verse 20 and 22 says, summation, Yah will perform his task. 23 to 28, analogy, Yah punishes his people like a farmer. And 29, praise to Yah's wisdom. And that is what the, that's my note. And like I said, I'm going to read the scripture, and I think with the help of the Ruach, that elders should be able to come and expound on this, and we keep her lifted up, and that the message would go through. Uh, Isaiah, the 28th chapter, starting with the first down to the 29th verse. In the first verse reads, go to the crown of pride, to the drunken of Ephraim, whose glorious beauty is a fading flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine. Verse 2, behold, the Yahweh has mighty and one strong, which is as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. Verse 3, the crown of pride, the drunkard of Ephraim shall be trodden under feet. Verse 4, and the glorious beauty which is on the head of the fat valley shall be a fading flower, and as the hasty fruit before the summer, which when he had looked up upon it, seeth, which is yet in his hand, he eateth it up. Verse 5, In that day shall the Yahweh of hosts be for a crown of glory, and for a denim of beauty unto the residue of his people. Verse 6, and for a spirit of judgment to him that sitteth in judgment, and for strength to them that turn the battle to the gate. Verse 7, come on. I'll be with y'all. Give me a moment, y'all. Okay, but thing got out of control. Verse 7, but they also have erred through wine and through strong drinks, are not of the way. The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine. They are not of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. Verse 8, for all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no clean place. Verse 9, whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Which that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Verse 10, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Verse 11, for with stammering lips and another tongue shall he speak to this people. Verse 12, to whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest. And this is the refreshing, yet they will not hear. 13, but the word of the Yahweh was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they might go and fall backwards and be broken and snare and taken. Verse 14, wherefore hear the word of Yahweh, ye scornful man, that ruled this people which is in Jerusalem. Verse 15, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood we hid ourselves. 16. Therefore, thus saith the Yahweh of Yah, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. 17. Judgment also will I lay to the line, righteous to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuse of lies, and the water shall overflow the hiding place. 18, and your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. For when the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then shall ye be trodden down by it. Verse 19, from the time that from the time that it goeth forth, it shall take you. For morning by morning shall it pass over, by day and by night. It shall be a vexation of two, only to understand report. Verse 20. For the bed is shorter than a man can stretch himself on it, and the covering narrow than that he can wrap himself in it. 21. For the Yahweh shall raise him up as in Mount Perim. He shall be wroth as in the valley of Gibeon, that he may do his work, his strange work, and bring to pass his acts and strange acts. Verse 22. Now therefore be ye not markers, lest your bands be made strong. For I have heard from the Yahweh of hosts a consumption even determined upon the whole earth. Verse 23. Give ear and hear my voice. Hearken and hear my speech. 24. Doeth the plowman plow all to sow? Doeth he open and break the clods of his ground? 25. When he had made plain the face thereof, doeth he not cast abroad the fishes, and scatter the cumin, and cast in the principal wheat, and the appointed barley, and the rye in their place? 26. For his Yahweh doeth instruct him to discretion, and doeth teach. 27. For the finches are not thrust with a thrashing tool, neither is a cart wheel turned about upon the cumin, but the finches are beaten out with a staff, and the cumin with a rod. Verse 28. Bread is bread corn is bruised, because he had not been thrashing it, nor break it with the wheel of his cart, nor bruise it with his horsemen. And final verse 29. This also cometh forth from the Yahweh of hosts, which is wonderful in counsel and exciting, excellent in working. And I had read Isaiah, the 28th chapter, first to the 29th verse. The first thing.
Hmm. Are y'all able to hear me? Because I'm freezing up. I can see my screen
I
going a
can
little
hear you.
slow.
You might be freezing, but
But
I
do
can hear
y'all
you.
hear?
I can hear you. Mother, you hear? Wanna let me know if you hear. Wanna say yes, she can hear you.
All right. Okay, let's talk about Ephraim. Who is Ephraim? Let's get some background on Ephraim. We know he's full of pride, but
Mother say yes, she can hear you
let's
too.
talk about him a little bit. Ephraim. First of all, Ephraim is the son of Joseph, adopted by his grandfather Jacob. So Ephraim is one of the 12 tribes and holds a significant place in the biblical history, named after the second son of Joseph and Ashnah. Now, Ephraim was blessed by Joseph, who
Mm-hmm.
placed him before his older brother Manasseh. You can find that in Genesis 48, 14 to 20. And his tribe became one of the most prominent in the northern kingdom of Israel, often representing the entire kingdom due to its size and influence. Ephraim was a large tribe. Now, the sin of Ephraim, the tribe of Ephraim, despite his favored status, is frequently associated with sin and rebellion against Yah. So, y'all don't care how big you are, how glamorous you look, how he bless you, but when you come to be rebellious, he have a problem with you.
Yes, he does.
He said the prophet also rebuked Ephraim from adultery and turning away from the covenant established with Yahuwah. Now, in Hosea is particular highlights the spiritual adultery of Ephraim. It is that as they pursued Baal worship and other pagan practices in Hosea 4:17, it states Ephraim is joined to idols. He leave him alone. He just will not stay with Yah.
Mm-hmm.
So Yah had a problem with that. He said this verse underscores the tribe's deep entanglement with idolatry, which led them to spiritual downfall. And Ephraim's sins was not limited to idolatry. The tribe was also guilty of pride and self-reliance. That is something that Yah do not like in his people.
That's
We are
right.
never to be self-reliant saints. He did not create us to be self-reliant. They have been our downfall from the day of rebellion. And often refusing to seek Yah's guidance in Hosea 7, chapter 7, 8 to 9, he said the prophet declares Ephraim mixes with the nation. That's why I call Ephraim is the cake unturned. And these camp think he talking about all these they can go out there and mess with all these foreign people.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was wild. He was paganistic himself with all paganistic people.
Right.
He say Ephraim is an unturned cake. He won't. He just will not do right. Foreigners consume his strength. Listen to this. He get himself entangled with foreigners, and they consume his strength, and he ain't got sense enough to know they're bringing him down.
Mm.
Isn't that just like our people?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
You can't do nothing. You continue to talk to them, but they don't believe that they're being bought low and taking themselves with these other nations.
That's true.
So but he does not notice even his hair. Listen to this. Even his hair is streaked with gray. But he does
Mm.
not even know he getting old.
Mm.
He don't even
Mm.
know he done mixed it. He done mixed himself. He got hair look like other nations. Mixing himself. And we see that now with all these mixed race.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but he does not know. Even his hair is gray, but he does not know. The imagery illustrates Ephraim's assimilation with pagan nations and their ignorance of their weakened spiritual state. If you're not gonna think you're gonna be weak and keep going over these countries and these other nations, because we are not like them. If we walk in
Mm.
this power that Yah has given us, we realize we're not like other people.
That's right.
He said, remember by Yah, despite persistent sin, Yah did not forget the tribe. The Yahuwah remembers of Ephraim is twofold. It involves both judgment and a promise of eventual restoration. You can find that in Hosea 8, from 11 to the 13th chapter. Yah warns of impending judgment, though Ephraim multiplied altars for sin. They were building altars to go sin upon.
Mm.
And see, that what made it so bad because they were such a large nation of people. So they
Mm-hmm.
touched many lives. They let the people change them that they were surrounded to the point they
Mm-hmm.
were building altars to sacrifice, to
Wow.
sin against Yah. He said they became his altars for sinning. Though I wrote for him 10,000 things of my law. They are regarded as strange things to them. Though they
Mm.
offer sacrifice given to me, and then say they offer the sacrifice given to him, and then they turn around and eat the meat.
Uh, uh,
Yahuwah does not accept them.
that's
Now
right.
he will remember their iniquity and punish their sins, they will return to Egypt. In other words, they're going to go back into bondage. And they did. Yet God's remembrance also carries a note of hope. As in Hosea 11, 9 and 8 and 9. The Yahweh expresses his compassion. How can I give you up, O Ephraim? See, let's look at the compassion y'all have for his people.
Yes, he
his
does.
chosen. He said, how can I render you, O Israel? How can I just get rid of you? How can I make you like Admah? How can I just, I can't, I don't want to destroy you. How can I treat you like Zeboim? He said, my heart is turned within me. I don't want to do this. All my compassion is aroused. And I will not execute the full fury of my anger. Even then, he don't want to utterly destroy. He said, I will not turn back to destroy Ephraim, for I am Yah and not man. He had to remember that he is Yah, he's the Father.
Yes.
He's the Holy One of you. He said, I will not come in wrath. Because if I come in wrath to you, Ephraim, in any of us, he will destroy us.
Yes, he will.
We give y'all praise. Y'all know how to maintain his anger against us.
Yes.
He said, this aspect of Yah's remembrance, judgment for sin, and the promise of mercy reflects the broader biblical narrative of Yah's justice and grace. Ephraim's account serves as a powerful reminder of the consequences of the turning away from Yah. Yet it also highlights the enduring hope of redemption. It is not Yah's will that none of us perish.
That's right.
And restoration for those who him. Look at the work, how Yah is working within himself, not to destroy his people, but his people keep doing stuff
That's right.
that cause their own destruction.
Yes, they do.
It is not Yah's will. We see it over and over in his word. It is not his will that he destroy any man. Now there is a people that is created just for that. But he didn't create his people to destroy them. His people have gone over to other nations, which causes their demise.
That's true.
Say, even captivity. Woe, he said, to the proud crown of the drunkards of Ephraim. And he talking about the ones that in authority, y'all. He talking about the priests. He talking about the leadership. He ain't talking about the people. He talking about the leadership. The one have appointed, the one that's supposed to be in charge of the other nation, of the ones that surround them, supposed to be what we call an example to the people. Woe to the proud crowd of the drunkards of Ephraim, and to the fading flowers of his glorious beauty. He said, because you fading fast.
Yes.
You are falling from grace, which is at hand. He said, which is at the head of the valley in a perfect place of those who are overcome with wine. You are here partying and trying to lead a people.
Absolutely.
You out here doing out of worship and trying to lead a people. And I given you laws to lead my people. So, but that wasn't good enough. You looked over and you wanted what you saw the pagan them doing.
Yes.
In Isaiah 28 and 7 saying, these also real, in other words, that word we say reap with liquor, that's what we get this for. It's what most of our people say reap. And these also real with wine and stagger. You talking about stagger, that's drunk. And this is leadership. He said from strong drink, not no grape juice. He said from strong juice, strong drink. He said the priest and the prophet real with strong drink. Ain't that's him and the prophet? How he gonna?
Mm-mm-mm.
He said they are confused by wine. I'm not talking, that's that wine talking. That's that liquor
Okay.
speaking. That's not me. They stagger from strong drink, they reel while having vision. Listen, they having vision. What kind of vision they have drunk as they are?
Hmm.
Not only that, they taught in other words, they stuttering. They can't even get the words out. And you trying to you up there drinking it, and then you gonna come back and try to
Mm-hmm.
prophesy. You're gonna try to tell somebody how to live. And you people watching you stagger, you can't even stand up.
Okay.
Holy 5 said, on the day of our king, the princes became, listen, on the day of our king, the princes became sick with the heat of wine.
Hmm.
They so sick they in the drinking in the heat. He stretched out his hand with scoffers.
Mm.
You don't make
Mm-mm-mm.
good judgment when you are intoxicated,
That's right.
when you're not led by the Holy Spirit. You put yourself in danger and the people that follow. Woe to the proud crown of the drunkard Ephraim and the fading flower of his glorious beauty, which is at the head of the fertile valley, of those who are overcome with wine. He's talking about these ones in leadership. He said, behold, the, the Adonai has a strong and a mighty agent, as a storm of hail, a tempest of destruction, like a storm of mighty overflowing water. He has cast it down to earth with his hand.
Mm-hmm.
All this going on around them, and they walking around not listening and full of pride and gonna do it their way. It's something about people, man, in general. They ain't gonna do it their way. They don't want to follow the Most High. They
That's
want to do
right.
it the way they want it and want y'all to put. Isaiah 8
Mm-hmm.
and 7 say, now therefore, behold, Adonai is about to bring on them the strong and abundant waters of the Euphrates. Look at that, about to drown them. Even the king of Syria and all his glory, and it will rise up over all its channel and go over all its banks.
Mm-hmm.
He did it then, and we see it now, saints.
We see it now. Yeah. Yes, it is.
He's as a storm of a tempest destruction, like a storm of mighty overflowing water. He has cast it down to the earth with his hand. Y'all's doing it. Had enough. Isaiah 21 and 17, I will make justice. He said, I'm going to make justice the measuring line and righteous the level. He going to measure it out and he going to deal with it for what it is. Then hell sweep away the refuge, the rest of them. And hell going to sweep away the rest of their lives. And the waters will overflow what? The secret place. He's washing and destroying things. He did it then and he'll do it again. And
Yes,
we
he
see
will.
it every day.
Mm-hmm.
He's cleaning house. This is what he cleaned house then, and he cleaning house now.
Yes, he is.
He said, and Yahuwah will cause his voice of authority to be heard, and the sending of his arm to be seen in the fierce anger. And he said, and in the flame of a consuming fire, in a cloud burst, downpour, and hailstorm. In other words, you're gonna see some fire, ice, and water
Mm-hmm.
all at one time. I'm gonna send it all at one time. You think you're confused, you're gonna see just how much I can pour it on.
That's right.
Snowing in one place, fire. Yeah, they just had this last week. One person complained about all the snow in one place, other place in the middle of the summer, snow, hail in one place, fire burning in another, and flooding in another, storm in
Mm-hmm.
another. He said, and it will hail when the forest comes down. and the city will be utterly laid low. He gonna use ice to even tear the city up. And Ezekiel tells us, tell those who plaster it over the whitewash that it will fail. It will fall. He said, a flooding rain will come, and you, O hailstone, will fall, and a violent wind will break out. See, he talking to his army now, the weather. He giving his army a commandment what to do to the earth. Because of why? The rebellious of man will not listen. That spirit of Ephraim is still alive, and they're still working, they're still doing what they've been doing.
Yes, yes.
Do not want to listen to the Most High Yah. And he keeps sending these warnings and warnings and warnings. It's all in other words, letting know I'm gonna turn it up. You might see rain, but you're gonna start seeing it all in one incident. You're gonna experience the ice, fire, you're gonna experience the flood, you're gonna experience the wind. Y'all can know how to get our attention when he want to get our attention.
Yes, he does.
They're pretty drunk now with lust. They might not be drunk with wine. They drunk with a whole lot of stuff.
Yes.
And out here telling somebody and cursing like I say, you can't even listen at some of them. How you gonna prophesy and curse at the same time? Number 3, he said the proud crown of the drunkard of Ephraim is trodden underfoot. If he got rid of the proud, then think not he's not getting rid of the proud now.
That's right.
See, we got to understand he wiping some of our peoples out too.
Yes, he is.
26 and 6. He said the foot will trample it, the feet of the afflicted. He said the steps of the help. That's who's gonna trample it. Because the proud won't listen to him. The ones that he appointed, they going their own way. Isaiah 28 and 18 said, your covenant with death will be canceled. And he said, your pact with Sheol will not stand. He said, when the overwhelming scourge passes through, then you become its trampling place. Y'all gonna save his people. It's gonna be some people gonna be saved. It's gonna be some people survive this, but he's gonna come through and sweep those hard heads that don't want to listen, full of pride, and going to do it themselves. He gonna get them out the way. We keep saying 2/3 not going. They falling now. A lot of them already falling. He said, and the fading flower of its glorious beauty, which is at the head of the fertile valley, will be like the first ripe fig prior to summer, which he said, which one sees, and as soon as it is in his hand, he swallows it. He's so glad to see something good and eat. Hosea 9 and 10 tells us, he said, I found Israel like grapes in the wilderness. Now, grapes can be good in the wilderness, and grapes can be very bitter in the wilderness too. He said, I saw your forefathers as the earliest fruit on the fig tree. Wow. In his first season, when they were young, I saw them when they were young. I saw y'all forefathers when they were young. I knew what they were gonna be like when they was young. I found Israel like grapes in the wilderness, and I saw your forefathers as the earliest fruit on the fig tree in his first season. He said, but they came to what? Baal Peor. Isn't that something? I watched them. They started out well, and they ended up over there worshiping demons and devoted themselves to shame. And they became as what? Detestable as that which they loved. See, y'all, he put up with you, well, then he'll give you over to a reprobated mind.
Yes, he will.
Because after a while, he's pulling on your shirt tail, keep pulling. He'll just let you go. Because you're proving to him you don't want him. It is not, we just read, it's not his will to destroy his people. But his people make up their mind. He's not going to go past their will. They had to make up their mind that they're not going to follow him. He's not going to make them. Because he said, let them come. Let them come that want to follow me. Don't forbid them not. He said, woe is me in Micah 7:1. He said, for I am like the fruit pickers, like the grape gatherer. He said, there is not a cluster of grape to eat. Isn't that something? Mm-hmm. Where is the sweetness of my people? Mm-hmm. Where's the beautiful cluster of grapes? How can I not find a cluster? I found one here, one over there, two over here. Where's the cluster of my people that at one point that worship me and praise me? They're 4 number now. He said, there's not a cluster of grapes to eat or a fresh ripe fig which I crave. He said, Nahum 3:12, he said, all your fortification are fig trees with ripe fruit when shaken. He said, they fall into eater's mouth. And that's they don't even fall into your mouth. Listen, you falling right over. In other words, you listen at somebody else, and you going over there and they're eating you up. They're eating you alive.
That's right.
You think you doing something big, but they don't realize they're losing their soul by the hundreds and thousands because they refuse not to listen. Of that pride that's within them. He says, which is at the head of the fertile valley, will be like the first ripe fig for the summer which one sees. And as soon as it is in his hand, he swallows it up. And he said, in that day. Now, when he say in that day, that means a day has been set, a day of reckoning, mm-hmm. A day of gathering, day of crowning. In that day, he said, Yahuwah, the Adonai of hosts, will become beautiful, crowned and a glorious diadem to the remnant of his people. Isn't that something? In that day, he gonna have a people.
Yes, he will.
The word keep telling us, do you know a remnant is a very few and a whole lot of people? Mm-hmm. They think they can count the number of people. Didn't y'all say his people cannot be counted? They always try to tell you you're few. You can't count y'all's people.
They can't.
Because he done told you that from the beginning. You won't be able to count them. They'll be like the sand of the sea. You can't count. You can't count the grains of sand in your hand.
That's right.
And out of all of that, he's going to have a remnant. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of people.
Yes, it is.
But in that day, the Adonai host will become a beautiful crown and a glorious diadem to the remnant of his people. Or we give him glory, saints. We have something to look for. Just hold fast.
That's right.
If they don't want y'all. You keep showing and telling, and you keep telling it and pointing them in the way they don't want to hear you. They'll walk away when you talk about it. Ain't nothing. There's nothing you can do. He said, you will winnow now, and the wind will carry them away, and the storm will scatter them. But you will rejoice in Yahuwah. You will glory in the Holy One of Israel. See, he got a remnant. He got a remnant of people ain't going nowhere. I don't care who go, Papa go, Mama go, sister go. He don't care. Brother go, cousins, nieces, nephews. If they don't, they gonna stand. He know who he chose. That's why he said, "I know what your father was like when he was a little. He was a little bitty fig. I know what he and look where he at now over the Bell Peor. That little innocent, beautiful, young fig got so much potential, got so much growth. So got the sweetness. Just give it time for the sweetness to be there, and yet it turned bitter in the hands of the Most High, because it chose to do the what? The unthinkable. When Yah has raised us up and led us through many trials and tribulations and picked us up out of the mud and the mire, and we get up and go and serve Baal. He said, Isaiah 45, he said, Yahuwah, all the offspring of Israel will be justified and will glory. All the offspring of Israel will be justified and will glory. Isaiah 61 said, arise, shine, he said, for your light has come. And the glory of Yahuwah has risen upon you. That's an opportunity. Listen, you don't have to stay in the darkness. You don't have to go through what you're going through. Arise, he said, get up from where you are. That means the movement got to take place. Don't stay in there. If you are not getting what you need, you don't have to stay. He said, arise and get up. Arise and shine for your, he said, I'm here. Your truth is here now. You've been lied to. You've been brought down to, and you're a pagan worship, and you don't even know it. He said, the glory of Yahuwah has risen upon you. You don't have to stay in that stupor anymore. I heard a man say the other day, he had something bother him, all these names, and people say, but I'm gonna stay with what I'm just gonna. I'm not gonna get into all them books or something. I say to myself, well, you want to stay ignorant. If you desire to stay on there, all that paganism, then I say, sir, you do just that. Or see somebody like that in the middle of their mind, I'm 63 years old. What that got to do with all tea in China? Look how the enemy has deceived you. You got people 80 now find this truth out and glad to find it out.
Yes, they are.
He said 16:19, no longer will you have the sun for light by day. You ain't got to worry about the sun shining. I'm going to be your brightness. Now for the brightest, will the moon give you light? We won't have need of it, he said, but you will have the Yahuwah for an everlasting light, and your Yahuwah for your glory. You ain't got to be dodging it. Listen, we gonna get in a place we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff anymore. He said, in that day, Yahuwah will become a beautiful crown and a glorious diadem to the remnant of his people. He said, spirit of justice for him who sits in judgment, a strength to those who repel the onslaught at the gate. What he's saying here. In Isaiah 25:4, he said, for you have been a defense for the helpless. He said, a defense for the needy. in his
Mm-hmm.
distress. You have helped my people. You have done what you could do. He said, a refuge from the storm, a shade from the heat. You helped my people. You did what you could do. It doesn't matter where we are in life. We still got to help somebody.
Yes.
He said, for the breath of the rootless, what he's saying, the breath of the rootless, who I put the authority in, they going off a hoarding. They going and doing their own thing. He said, for the breath of the rootless is like a rainstorm against a wall. Just beating against the people constantly. Don't care nothing about the poor, nothing about the need, nothing about the father, nothing about the elder, nothing about the widow. He said, but you was an offense to them. Well, you was an offense to the helpless. You did what you could do. A defense for the needy in his distress. He said, these also reel. This is what they reel with this with wine and stagger from strong drink. They out there talking about they mind priests, mind prophets. He ain't talking about the layman. He talking about these ones he had put in authority, and this the lifestyle that they have taken up.
Mm-hmm.
And out there reap, as they old folks say, reap with liquor. Out there
Mm-hmm.
staggering from strong drink. And you got something you gonna say to my people. Isaiah 5:11 says, woe to those who rise early in the morning that they may pursue strong drink, who stay up late in the evening that wine may inflame them. Just all day long party. Always looking for a drink, looking for a good time. Isaiah 5:22 says, instead there is gaily and gladness, killing of cattle and slaughtering of sheep, eating and listen, just having a good time.
Right.
All day long. Father said, this is what they're doing. Eating the meat and drinking the wine. Let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we may die.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm.
This is the leadership. Isaiah 56:12 say, come, they say, let us get wine. Let us drink heavily of strong drink. And tomorrow will be like what? Today. Only more so. Or we're going to do more tomorrow. We're going to turn it up even more tomorrow. Hosea 4:11 said, harlotry, wine, and new wine take away what? Their understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And they still think they're connected with Yah. They still think y'all talking. It's that liquor talking. They
Yes.
just
Yes.
going by what they know. They just guessing now.
Mm-hmm.
He said the priest and the prophet reel with strong drink. They are confused by wine. Listen what he said. They're confused by wine. They stagger from strong drink. They reel while they're what? While they're having vision. They smell like liquor while they're having a vision.
Mm-hmm.
They study when they're rendering judgment from liquor, from being drunk. He said the people, Isaiah 24:2, he said, and the people will be like the priests. They're going to follow leadership. The people going to be like the priest. The servant like the master. The maid like the mistress. The buyer like the seller. The lender like the borrower. The creditor like the debtor. They listen, they're going to follow suit. I don't care what you say. If they see leadership doing it, they're going to think it's okay, they can do it. But
That's
after
right.
all, he knows. He the one knows more high. He gonna tell them what y'all say do and don't do. He said, and the priest, he said, and the prophet. Isaiah 95, he said, the head is the elder and the honorable man. He said, and the prophet who teaches falsehood is the what? Is the tail.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna deal with that. Just telling people in there, and y'all didn't tell them. They're so drunk they feel like they got to do something. They'll start prophesying. He says in Habakkuk 2:15 said, woe to you who make your neighbors drink. Ain't that something? Who mix in your venom even to make them drunk, so as to look on their neck. Because they got agenda. Y'all know they have an agenda.
No, yeah.
Habakkuk 2:16. Oh, I hope I'll start coughing. He said, you will be filled with great disgrace, he said, rather than honor. He said, now for yourself, drink and expose your own nakedness. Listen what he said. Expose your own. He said, expose your own nakedness. The cup in the Yahuwah's right hand will come around to you. Isn't that something? Yeah. And utterly disgrace and come upon your glory. Everybody, in other words, I'm going to expose your glory. You're going to be ashamed. I'm going to open you up to the public. See, this is just not the hour to be playing with y'all. He said they will real having what visions. Like y'all gave them something to say. And Isaiah 29:11 says the entire vision will be to you like the words of a sealed book. He said, which when they give it to the one who is literate, saying, please read this, he will say, I cannot, for it is sealed. Man, I don't know what that is. Won't even let his word go forth. He said they taught them. They be studying when they rendering judgment. For all the tables are full of filthy. All of the tables are full of filthy, vomit. Without a single clean place. My goodness. This is the shape that the leadership in Jeremiah 48:26 tells us, make him drunk. For he has become arrogant. Listen to what the Bible is saying. Make him drunk. He has become arrogant towards the Yahuwah. Moab will wallow in his vomit. And he also will become a laughing stock. See, if he did it to your enemy, he gonna do it to you too. See, that's the problem with our people. They have a tendency to think because they're Israel, ain't nothing gonna happen to them. They like they want.
That's right.
Here's an example. Jeremiah, what is it? He did the Moab. He'll do it to Israel too. He said, to whom would he teach knowledge? Who can I teach some knowledge to? Who want to know the truth? And to whom would he interpret what? The message. He said, those just weaned from milk. Those just taken from the bread. I will get me some little ones. I'll get me somebody to give this. Don't be surprised you get to see them young and younger talking about the same and with power and with glory that y'all gonna be putting in these children. They already started.
Yes, yeah.
Isaiah 2:3. And many people will come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of Yahuwah, Adonai. He said, to the house of Yahuwah of Jacob. He said that he may teach us what? Concerning his ways. And that we may walk in his path. See, that's why we need to know his way, so we know what path to walk in, not take it up on our own. This is what y'all want. We don't read something, think we coming back, and we giving stuff y'all think that we think he want. Not asking, is we supposed to do this now? Are we to do this, to do these things now in this hour? He said that he may teach us concerning his ways, and that we may walk in his path. For he done told us we better check the thing. He said, behold, I've done a new thing. You don't know it?
That's right.
We still a lot of times trying to walk in old path when he said, I've done a new thing. He said that we may walk in his path, for the law will go forth from Zion, and the word of the Adonai from what? Jerusalem. Isaiah 28:26, for Yah, for his what? For his Yahuwah instructs and teaches him properly. And that's the danger. That's where we at now. Say we got to ask y'all to teach us properly what we should do in this hour. Isaiah 30:20 saying, although the Yahuwah has given you bread of what? Of privation and water of oppression, he, your teacher, will no longer hide himself. See, this is the glory of Yah. This is his mercy. He said, but your eyes will behold your teacher. Oh, we give him glory. Isaiah 48:17 tells us, he said, thus says Yahuwah, your Redeemer. He's our Redeemer. The Holy One of Israel. He said, I am your Adonai, your Elohim. I am him who teaches you to profit. He letting us know we don't need nobody but him. And we going to get to know him more now than we ever with all this stuff coming upon this earth.
That's right.
Because we're not accustomed to it just like in nobody else. And we're going to find out that we have real faith in him, or we just been walking around staggering and drunk and having a good time and playing. Harden I'm an Israelite. And he killed them too, you know. I'm a Hebrew, and he killed them too.
That's right.
Thus says Yahuwah, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. He said, I am Yahuwah, your Elohim, who teaches you to profit. I, the one, teach you how to profit, who leads you in the way you should go.
That's right.
Nobody can teach us the way to go but Yah through his power, his word, and his Ruach. Isaiah 54 and 13 say, all your sons will be taught of Yahuwah. We give y'all glory. See, this is new generation. All of them, y'all gonna teach them. Because see, they're not going in these places no more.
Nope.
All your sons will be taught by the Yahuwah, and the well-being of your sons will be great. See, he gonna a generation, because this generation right now, they have no respect for elders, they have no regard for life. And we wonder why they keep falling in the street. Because he said, you're births of beasts. What he's saying, to whom will he teach the knowledge? To whom will he interpret the message? Those who wean from milk, and those just taken from the breast. I'm gonna deal with them. I'm going to you're gonna start hearing these little baby hollering Yahuwah.
Yeah.
What he told me, what Yahushua said.
Absolute truth.
I tell you, 3 years old. For he says, order on order. Well, they got order on order, but let's see what it's. Let's go. In Nehemiah 30
Yep.
and 9 and 30, he says, however, you bore with them for many years. You carried them for many years. Let's put it in perspective. And admonish them by your spirit through your prophets. Yet they will not give ear. Ain't that something you carried? You put up with all the many years. Yet they will not give ear. Therefore, you gave them into the hand of the peoples of the land. Just like I said, he get rid of Israelites too.
Yep.
When he had enough. But he said precept upon precept, precept upon precept, here a line there, here a little and there a little. In number 11, he said, indeed, he will speak to this people through what? Stammering lips and a foreign tongue. Ain't that something? They gonna get the word.
Yes, they will.
They ain't gonna say no, they didn't hear. Y'all is not unjust. Isaiah 32 and 19, you will no longer, he said, you will no longer see a fierce people, a people of unintelligible speech, which no one comprehends, of stammering tongue, which no one understands. No, you ain't gonna get that kind of people. Because what I'm the sons and the daughters that I'm gonna teach, you're gonna know exactly what to say.
That's right.
You're gonna understand everything. 1 Corinthians 14 and 21 say, in the law it is written, by men of strange tongues and by the lips of strangers, he said, I will speak to the people. They ain't gonna look like our people. And we know we have a problem with anybody else trying to teach us. And even so, they will not listen to me. Yeah, they'll listen to anybody, but what the true people that bringing in the word says Yahweh. But he
That's right.
told Moses they wasn't gonna listen to him. By the way, they're not gonna listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Send you to it, but let me let you know this. They're not gonna listen to you. They don't listen to me. Now, isn't that something? Now, y'all, if they're not listening to you, you see me. But see, y'all merciful.
Yes, he is.
He said,
Yes.
he who said to them, here is rest. Rest to the weary. Oh, the weary, that weary is the one ain't doing what he's supposed to do. That's why they're weary. They're wicked. That's what it is. Here's
Mm-hmm.
a rest for the wicked. Isaiah 11:10 said, then in that day, the nation will resort to the root of Jesse. Who will stand as a signal for the people? Who gonna stand up? In his resting place will be glorious. Who will stand up no matter what and be a voice in this hour when they don't want to hear you the most? You start talking, they start walking off. That's
Mm-hmm.
fine. But who gonna be that pillar? Who gonna stand the ground when they want to hear and when they don't want to hear? See, it's getting unpopular now. It's gonna get worse after a while. I saw somebody say this is the worst time. I said, you don't know what you're talking about. This is the best of the best times that we'll ever see. Because this is a time of feeling. You know who's who now.
That's
You see
right.
the heart of man for real now.
Oh, yeah.
You see the one that say they love y'all real now.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah 30:15, he said, for thus the Yahuwah Elohim. He said, the Holy One of Israel has said in repentance. He said, rest, you will be saved. In quietness, he said, and in trust in your strength. He said, but you were not willing. I was willing to bring you through. I was going to keep you. In the midst of all this going on, you didn't have anything to worry about. When he said all that sweet stuff and then he get the butt. Isn't that something?
Yep.
For thus says Yahuwah, the Holy One of Israel, has said, in repentance and rest you will be saved. In quietness and trust in your strength, and then to get the but you were not willing. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah 32:17 said, and the work of righteousness will be peace, and the service of righteousness, quietness, and confidence forever. See, this is where we're supposed to be now. We don't supposed to be renting our clothes and taking our lives and doing all this crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I read the book of Solomon this morning. I'm gonna have to bring that out, boy. I tell you just you have no idea what kind of demons you're dealing with. He said, the work of righteousness, peace, and the service of righteousness, quietness, and the confidence forever. That's where we're supposed to be, resting in Him. The more chaotic they get, the more righteous we become. He said, we'll be in peace. And we're not going to know righteousness until we seek after Him. Because the little bit we got is filthy. Y'all's the one bring us to righteousness. We got a lot of self-righteousness, but y'all's the one to bring us into what we say, what true righteousness is. He's the only one can do it. Jeremiah 6:16. Thus says Yahuwah, stand by the ways and see, and ask for the ancient paths. What did he say? Go back to the where it began. Where it began with Yahuwah. It began of His righteousness, His redemptive power. You see that's a good thing. We got somewhere we can go. We can go to the rock, as the old folks say. Go run back to Yahusha. I lost my way. I fell in religion. I was thinking about this thing the other day. I said, our people have gotten into so much religion that they're no better than the Christians.
Sure enough.
In a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
They get mad at people they don't see. No, what they wearing, what they call, if they ain't got nothing dangling on the end of the shirt, their hair ain't tied up. Please. Get out of that mindset. He told you, he said, you rend your heart, not your garments. Your garments don't mean anything to me. He killed him with some fringes on too.
Yeah, he did.
I got to remind our people, don't care anything about it. When you think these are walking drunk and stabbing, they priests and probably, they dress to the nine. Ain't doing nothing but partying. Y'all is about the heart. He said, render your heart, not your garment. He looking for a pure heart. He looking for somebody that want His righteousness, want His teaching, want His leadership, not going by what they think He want. You'll be surprised when you start asking what He want. Thus says Yahuwah, stand by the ways and see, and ask for the ancient paths. He said, where the good way, where the good way is. Go back to the drawing board. Let's say, Father, help me to start. I have to start this thing as a babe to get it right before you. I'll do that. It don't matter to me, as long as I'm in the righteousness of your word. He said, and walk in it, and you will find rest for your souls. But he said, but they will not walk in it. And why? Because they think they're right. They think they got the way. All we can do is be humble before y'all and be all y'all ever wanted was us to walk before Him. What that mean? Walk before him, and I'll tell you what your day. Don't get up with a plan. I'm going to tell you what you should do today. Because your day will unfold, and you didn't even think it's going to unfold that way. That's being led by Yah. You might not even go out. He might send you somewhere else, and you end up with somebody else doing something for somebody you didn't even think about. But you was led by the Most High. That's what he want us to be. That's where he want us to be at, saint, in this hour. To be led by him. What is your desire today, y'all? I don't have one. I'm going to wait on you. What do you want? What is your desire? Oh, I got some agendas, but what is yours? Because if you don't get some agenda, people give you some. And so many times we get up, we don't even think to ask. We just get up about our day. But I found out every time I do that, my day become full doing this and that. I said, wow, I didn't think about this today. I didn't know I'd be doing this today. He said, so the word of Yahuwah to them will be what? Line upon line. Precept upon precept. Precept upon precept. Here a little, there a little. Get the word. Study the word. Let the word become what? Our meat. Listen, saints, I'm not just yelling at you, I'm yelling at me too. Because I can get busy and not necessarily wrong things. He said, they that go and stumble backwards, be broken, snared, and taken what? Captive. And that's only because they're not being attentive to what's going on. Isaiah 8:15 said, many was stumble over them. Listen to what he said. Now, that means you walking and you not looking where you're going when you stumble over something. How many of us stumbled and fell, but we didn't even see it because we were so engrossed in doing what we was doing. Many will stumble over them. He said they will fall and be broken because they wasn't allowing me to lead. They will even be snared and caught because they didn't do it my way. I could have led you around the other way. No, but you going with that way because that's a short path. And you so used to going that way. Sometimes our direction has to be changed, saints. He said, he who falls on this stone will be broken to pieces, not just broken to pieces. But on whoever it falls, he said, it will scatter him like dust. Wow. See, it behooves us to follow after the things of the Most High. Now he warning Judah. Judah is warned. He done talked about Ephraim, what he gonna do to him, and why. All this prideful stuff. We don't want Yah at all. He just want all the other nations. He loved mixing himself with the nation. And Judah do too. He said, therefore, hear the word of Yahuwah, O scoffers. This is what he calls the scoffers, always running your mouth. Who rule this people who are in Jerusalem. He said, Isaiah 1:10, hear the word of Yahuwah. You rulers of Sodom, give ear to the instruction of our Yahuwah. You people of Gomorrah. The other way, you doing everything you big enough to do. And isn't that what they did in Sodom and Gomorrah? Mm-hmm. All the unthinkable. And now do not carry. And he said, now do not carry on as scoffers, or your fetters will be made stronger. So you're going to bind you up worse than you think you are now. He said, for I have heard from what? The Yahuwah, the Adonai Yahuwah of hosts, of decisive destruction on all the earth. Get it together before we find ourselves in the midst of it. I was telling mother the other day, I said, I turned over and had a quick dream vision. I don't know what it was. Well, I saw the earth moving. It was pushing up as though something was behind it. It wasn't water, it wasn't mud, it wasn't water, it was just the earth being pushed. And it was coming fast. And I looked like I had my little niece, and I covered her over like this. And I was saying to myself, I said, I don't think we're gonna make it. I said, I don't think we're gonna make this. And at that point I woke up. I said, oh wow, what was that? And I was listening the other day and I saw this documentary, and it was saying how the earth is moving. How literally the mountain is moving. It began to move so much each day. It is coming down. And it's certain and I know they named some places in Tennessee, some places even in Georgia, and let me see, I think in the mid country, Arkansas, they saw some of that, and they were just in the mountains of Georgia. And they were showing you how the earth was just moving. So saints, I listen. We don't even, from what I see, it looks so devastating. What I dream, I don't know it was a dream because I just turned over and I was there in that. He said, therefore, hear the word of Yahuwah, O scoffers, who rule the world, who are in Jerusalem. He said, because you have said, we have made a covenant with death. Isn't that so? See, people, let's say this. Normally, you are not going to just go out there and make a covenant of death. But when you say you don't want Yah, you do this, you have made the covenant, was you verbally said it or not. When you turn and start doing your own thing, you have made a covenant with death. Because Yah can't, he resists the proud and will give grace to the humble. He said, because you have said, we have made a covenant with death and with Sheol. We have made a pact. In other words, you're hell bent and going to Sheol. You don't make up your mind. You don't want me. So, and many people is in this state of mind. Oh, well, what I'm going to do that? I might as well have fun. But baby, this fun ain't going to never end. It's going to go into a whole lot of suffering forever. Forever and forever. There's no ending to it forever. He said in Isaiah 28 and 18, he said, your covenant with death will be canceled, and your pact with Sheol will not stand. When the overwhelming scourge is passing through, when I get through with you, you won't change your mind. This is what he's saying. When the overwhelming scourges passing through, then you will become a trampling place. Or when he get through, he said with the covenant with death and with the Sheol, we have made a pact. You say, they made a pact with oops. And then he goes on to say, he said, the overwhelming scourge will not reach us when it passes by. Listen to that pride, that pride. Oh, we Israelites, longer we stay where we supposed to stay, but where are you? It'll cover some of us too if we're not in place where we supposed to be. But he's saying he said the overwhelming scourge will not reach us when it passes by, for we have made falsehood our refuge, and we have what? Concealed. Oh, they got down pat. I hear a lot of people say, well, that's gonna pass by us. How you know it's gonna pass? Are you that confident? That's why we stay before y'all all day long repenting. Father, deliver us from evil. He said, then it will sweep on into Judah. Listen what he's saying. Then it will sweep on into Judah. No, the one that always say, "Oh, that ain't gonna touch us." And the scripture does say that, but it also give you the reason why it won't touch you. When we stay in the secret place of the Almighty, when we dwell in the secret place of the Almighty, He said, then you can say that Yahuwah is my refuge. In Him will I trust. He said, then it will sweep on into Judah and it will overflow and pass through. He said, it will reach even the neck, and the spread of His wings will fill the breadth of your land. Oh, Emmanuel. Oh, Yahuwah. Oh, yes, it can touch us. We have to know that we know. And even if it did, if you living right, you know you're going to be in paradise. He said, Isaiah 28:2 said, behold, the Yahuwah has a strong and a mighty agent, as a storm of hail, a tempest of destruction, like a storm of mighty overflowing waters. He has cast it down to the earth with His hand. All He got to do is send His nature out, because that's what He fight with. Do y'all know that a lot? Y'all fight with His. He sent men to an army and tell them don't even fight. Just go. You go over there, Nebuchadnezzar, and pick up the spoil. They went there to fight and gathered them a lot of people that go fight with him. When they get there, they didn't even have to fight. He didn't know he could gather all the people to help them pick up all the spoil. All He wants us to walk up right before Him, saints. We can't make nothing. We just have to rest in His word. Father, keep me during this day. Keep my mind. Deliver me from evil. Deliver me from the plot of the enemy. As I walk before You and go about Your business. We try to make this thing religious, and it's not religious. We belong to Yah. He's our Father. And we are His children. And don't you know He going to take care of His children? And Daniel 11:22 say the overflowing forces will be flooded away before Him and shattered. And also the prince of the covenant. Listen at this. Also the prince of the covenant. I told you some of our people, even in that, is not going to be spared. It doesn't mean necessarily they might be taken out of here so they can be saved. Keep that in mind, saint. Sometimes y'all take them out so they don't lose their soul. For we have made falsehood our refuge, and we have concealed ourselves with deception. That's all it is. And the word is telling us this. Listen, don't get to that place that we can't be touched. That's why we say deliver us. Save us on a daily basis. Like we were speaking the other day, me and my sister, I was like, people don't understand. They're talking about some of the people are going to be taken out of here. Some of the 3/4. But the people are dying now. They're leaving now. And a lot of His people are being taken out of here now. Even the righteous. Y'all know what He's doing, saints. And 16 said, therefore, thus says Yahuwah Elohim. He said, behold, I am laying in Zion a stone, a tested stone, a costly cornerstone for the foundation, firmly placed, He says. He who believes in it will not be disturbed. In Romans 9:33 say, just as it is written, behold, I lay in Zion a stone of stumbling and a rock of defense. That's our Yahushua HaMashiach. And he who believes in Him will not be disappointed. We give y'all praise. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be about him. It's about him now. We're concerning us as his people. He's for the scripture says, whoever believes in him will not be disappointed. 1 Peter 2:6 tells us, for this is contained in scripture. Behold, he said, lay in Zion a choice stone, a precious cornerstone, and he who believes in him. In other words, I have given Israel, Zion, what? A rock of a fence. I've given him something that could save him. Because whatever run up against this stone will be what? Will be crushed. That's why we hold on to what is right. That we hold on to Yahusha. Well, because listen, we was given to him. He belonged to Yah, and Yah gave us to him. And he coming to get us. And Yah say, go get him. And he gonna reign with us. And then he turns us over to the Father. Hallelujah. And after those 1,000 years, we belong. We are in the bosom of the Father. Everybody. Oh, we give him glory. Behold, I am laying in Zion a stone. He said a tested stone. A costly cornerstone for a foundation. Firmly placed. He who believes in him, he said firmly placed. He who believes in him will not be disturbed. He said, I will make justice the measuring line, and righteousness the level. He said, then hell will sweep away the refuge of his what? Of lies, and the water will overflow the secret places. Ain't no hiding place. Behold, Yahuwah of hosts will be exalted in judgment, and the holy Yahuwah will show himself holy in righteousness. See, they don't know who Yah is. See, we know when Yah say judgment, when he start judging, his judgment is right. And we see that every day, saints. And I will make justice measuring line. That's the level. And then hell will sweep away the refuge of lies, and the water will overflow the secret place. He said, your covenant will be with death, will be what? Canceled. What he said, if you walk with me, your covenant with death will be canceled. And your pact with Shaw will not stand. He said, when the overwhelming scourges pass it through, then you becomes a trampling place. The proud crown in the drunkard of Ephraim is trodden down on the foot. He said, then I heard a holy one speaking, and another holy one said to that particular one who was speaking, how long will the vision about the regular sacrifice apply? Will the transgression cause horror, so that to allow both the holy place and the host to be what? Trampled? He want to know what's going to happen to the people. He said, as often as it passes through, it will seize you. From morning after morning, it will pass through anytime during the day or night. And it will be sheer terror to understand what it means. That the judgments of Yah is in the earth. And what he finds, he coming to judge. These are judging times, saints. Isaiah 50:4 says, and Yahuwah has given me the tongue of the what? Disciples, that I may know how to sustain the weary ones. See, Yah is giving you a word for the ones that don't know, to help them to see what's going on. He said, that I may know how to sustain the weary one with a word. He awakens me morning by morning. He awakens my ear to listen as a disciple. to give somebody an encouraging word during the day. And he said it will be sheer terror to understand what it means. He said, for the arrows of the Almighty are within me. They've poisoned my spirit drinks. The terror of Yah are what? Arrayed against me. Oh, that's what they're going to say. See, the righteous know when they are wrong. It take the unrighteous a minute to understand what's going on. Then they start hollering, but it's too late. We immediately know when y'all start moving and shifting things start happening. Oh, let me get myself together. I don't want to be caught up in this. And we shouldn't be waiting on things to happen. We should be walking in Yah every day. Psalm 55:4 said, my heart is in anguish within me, and the terrors of death have fallen upon me. Listen, that means young people going to be afraid as well. Even knowing what you know, you still going to be fearful with what you see. But hold fast with what you know. Go back to what his word has said. Because that's all we're going to have. That's why I tell people every day, all the time. Everything going down but the word of Yah. So you got the words. Hang on to the word. This is what you said, Yah. Lamentation says, 2:22, you call as in the day of an appointed feast. He said, my terrors on every side. And there was no one who escaped or survived in the day of Yahuwah's anger. And you can show up on the day of feast day. We don't know when he may show up. He said, you call as in the day of an appointed feast. My terror on every side. And there was no one who escaped or survived in the day of Yahuwah's anger. Those whom I bore and reared, my enemy annihilated them. Listen, y'all, listen, be ready. That's all we can say. Be ready. Just because we don't see him coming in the cloud don't mean he ain't coming for us. I'm going to say that again, saints. Just because we may not stay here to see him coming in the cloud, that don't mean that he's not coming for us. Our days are numbered. He said, as often as it passes through, it will seize you. For the morning after morning, it will pass through any time, during the day or night. For it will be sheer terror to understand what it means. He said the bed is too short on which to stretch out, and the blanket is too small to wrap oneself in. You can't, in other words, there ain't gonna be no hiding place. Isaiah 59:6, he said, their webs will not become clothing, nor will they cover themselves with their works. In other words, your silk worm that you weave your clothes with. He said their works are works of iniquity, and an act of violence is in their hands. Y'all going to judge. He going to judge his enemy. He going to judge his people. He said, for the Yahuwah, for the Yahuwah will rise up as a mount of what? Perazim. A Mount Perazim. He said, so David came to Baal Perazim. He said, and defeated them there. Isn't that so? He going to rise up just like David rose up and defeated the enemies there. He said, the Yahuwah has broken through my enemies. See, we stay on the right side. Let y'all fight our enemy. Before me, he said, like they break through the waters. Therefore, he named that place Baal Perazim. He said, for Yahuwah will rise up at Mount Perazim. He will be stirred up as in the valley of Gibeon to do his task, his unusual task, he said, and to work his extraordinary work. Wow. What is this unusual word task? All who has passed along the way clap their hands in the derision at you. They hiss and shake their heads at the daughter of Jerusalem. Is this the city of which they said perfection of beauty and joy to all the earth? That's when we fail. But they don't understand. Y'all gonna do that same thing to them. If he did it to us, he gonna do it to our enemy. And we see it happening right now. Losing everything. But we don't go over there and shake our head at them. For he does not afflict willingly. This is what he's saying. He does not afflict willingly or grieve the sons of men. That thing is caused upon man. Luke 19:41 and 44. When he approaches Jerusalem, he saw the city. And what he wept over it. He wept over because he knew what it was going to become. He said, now do not carry on as scoffers, or your fetters will be made stronger. For I have heard from the Yahuwah, he said, of hosts, of decisive destruction in all the earth. And see, we see a lot of decisive stuff going on now, saints. Isaiah 21 and 14. Therefore, here he said the word of Yahuwah, O scoffers, who rule this people, who are in Jerusalem. Not the one that rules now. His people in captivity. You better hear this word. Because y'all is coming after the enemy of his people. He said, give ear and hear my voice. Listen and hear my words. He said, does the farmer plow continually to plant seed? No, at one time he don't. He got to stop and plant something for it to grow. Does he continue to turn and harrow the ground? Does he not level its surface? He ain't gonna keep plying it. It's sometime he got to get out and fix the dirt so the seed couldn't receive it. Even when you ply, you can still got to smooth it out. He said, does he continue to turn and harrow the ground? Do you know too much cutting in the ground damage the ground? That's why he told after 7 years, let them rest the 7. Let the earth rest. You don't cut into it enough. Does he not level its surface? He letting them know it's a appointed time for these things to happen. That we must be prepared because they're coming. Does he not level its surface and so deal and scatter cumin and plant wheat in rows, barley in its place and rye within his area? This is the time I got to ply up because I'm going to plant again. I got to redo this thing again because it's out of hand now. Too much is taking place. Too much is going on. It's time for me to clean the house. Because it's time for me to plant, to ply it up. It's time for me to harrow it up. Cut it up. It's no more good. It's too destructive now. I can't plant the new sow the new deal. I can't plant to scatter the cumin and plant the wheat in rows. I know I got that. This is his people. Barley in his place and rye within his area. No, I got to move everything out so I can put my garden out there. My people. I got to clean this ground up. I got to clean this earth up. I got to get it in perspective. For his Yahuwah, listen what it says. For his Yahuwah instructs and teaches him properly. For deal is not thresh with a threshing sled. You can't do deal like you do wheat. Oh, come on, saints. Some of it's too tender. It's a good taste in the herb. It brings a good flavor to food. But you can't take deal and thresh it. You can't use a threshing sledge on deal. Nor is the cartwheel driven over cumin. You can't do that. See how tender and delicate it is? He said, but deal is beaten out with a rod. And more you beat, he said, you can't thresh it, it's beaten. Because more you beat it, it releases the juices. Oh, come on, saints. It releases what's the oil within it. But deal is beaten out with a rod and cumin with what? A club. Wow. One is beaten, one has to be beaten in shape another way, and one has to be beaten in shape another. Y'all know what it takes for us, saints. He know what it's going to take for us to get in the place that he designed for us to be. He goes on to talk about the grain. The grain for bread is crushed. We got to crush the grain. We got to break that thing down to powder in order for it to be useful for bread. He said, indeed, he does not continue to thresh it forever. Listen to that. He's not going to continue to beat you forever. He's getting you in shape and getting us ready for that great day. Oh, we give him glory. Indeed, he does not continue to thresh forever. What he say? Because the wheel of his cart and his horses eventually what? Damage it. There's a stopping point. He ain't gonna let but so much happen, saints. And that's what that he see the cart and the wheel continue to damage what is delicate unto him. We got to understand y'all is not playing. And he does not thresh it what? And he said he does not thresh it longer either. He takes out it what it need to be taken out. But don't you know if you need bread too much, you do too much of bread, it become tough. You can't hardly eat or pull it. He said this also comes from the Yahuwah of hosts. Our last verse today. He said, who has made his counsel wonderful and his wisdom great? Who did it? Who had? He said, for a child will be born to us. A son will be given to us. He's the one has made it great for us. He made our counsel great. He gave us the understanding. He brought the salvation. He brought the gospel to us. I did not come to do away with the law, but to fulfill it. Behold, he said, the word, the gospel is at hand, he said. The true way of living is at hand. And I'm going to teach you how to walk it out. You've been going on religion. You've been going on the law. Moses' law, the 10 laws you're not even keeping. I'm going to have to go through that with you, even that. He said, I have good counsel, and I'm going to leave good counsel with you. That you can admonish one another. That you can lift up one another. You can remind one another what I have said. My peace I'll give to you. My peace I'm going to leave with you. When you can't find peace, find somebody to talk about the goodness of Yah. Think of it. He all told you what to think. Whatever thing you go through, think of these things. Whatever things are loving, whatever things true, whatever things are honest, whatever things of a good report. He said, it's a more. He said, what? Think on these things. You don't know what to think. Think on something good. What did I do to you? What have I done to you? Got up this morning and you got your right mind. Nobody had to get you up. Nobody had to fix your food. Nobody had to bring you water. You got good counsel. And your good counsel comes from my word I have left with you. So take the good counsel and be ready when I come back. He said, yet he also is wise and will bring disaster, and does not retract his words. No, he got to change his word. His word is true. He said, but will arise against the house of evildoers, and against the what? The help of the workers of iniquity. That's who he coming to rise against. If we stay in the counsel of his word, we will be okay. Even be fearful, but we know his word, so we continue to speak his word, what his word has said concerning our salvation. In Romans 11:32 say, oh, the depths of the riches, both of the wisdom and the knowledge of Yah. How unsearchable, he said, are his judgments, and unfathomable his ways. When he judges, his judgment is true. When he gives knowledge, his knowledge is on point. We don't have to worry about what he has said to us. They done so much in this book, but y'all leave his truth in his book. He will not let them take it out. He will not let them taunt it, but so much because he knew his people. If they knew one day that we would be able to read, they would have told them all up. But they couldn't do that because they couldn't pretend that they were us. Y'all know how to preserve us. He know how to preserve his word. And he know how to preserve our life. Thanks to the Most High Yahuwah. I thank and I praise y'all for this word today. That he have allowed us to go through this word. Trust me, the enemy been fight this channel with all. But the word of Yah always prevail. The angels of the Most High encamp around us. Oh, we give him glory, saints. Abba Yah, we thank you for your word today. We give you the glory and praise for everything. For the disturbance that only shows us that we hang fast, that you will send your angels of protection around this thing. Because it tells us we have access, but we don't have it going into the computer. I know it's the thumb of the angel got it going. Because this thing is yellow. Saying I have internet, but it's not connected to the laptop. Come on, saints. Only y'all can do it. We thank and we praise him for all his mighty works, for his mighty acts that he does, even now, in the midst of us. It is his doing and is marvelous in our eyes. We thank you. Tell me how it's working when the internet's up, because everything is blank. But this thing tell me I don't have a connection. It let me know I don't have a connection. But I don't care. I have a connection, but we still here, aren't we? Y'all be praised. Oh, we give him glory. The enemy can't stop the word of Yah. If he got an ear to hear it. And he got people that need to hear the word today. I'm telling you, I've been going through so this week. The doctor told me if I wouldn't have come in another day or so, I would have been in full, could have been going full pneumonia. But Yah is great. Couldn't talk, but every time I said something, I cough. And it's like somebody was stabbing me in the back with a knife. And never, like I said, me and my sister talk, I never took into consideration it was bronchitis going into pneumonia. Yah is good. And his mercy endureth forever. I watch the miracles of the Most High Yah. Y'all watching it now. We give him glory, and we praise him, and we honor him. Abba Yah, we thank you for every eye that's set on it and every ear to hear this word. That you'll prove yourself strong to your people. You'll show your people that your power is real. We give your name glory. We give your name praise, and we thank you. We thank you for reminding us not to be prideful. We thank you for warning us to keep ourselves before you. on a daily and all day basis and stay before you. Let you lead us and guide us. I know sometimes it seems like it ain't going to never happen because we got so much in our heart and desires. But you are the one give us desire. And you know how to bring those things to pass. So, Father, I ask that you will bless the household. I ask that you will put forth those things that they are praying for, that they are laid before the altar. Father, it's always in your timing. I was talking to my sister. I said they put this a security system in my house and they just messed it up. And I already said, and then they lied about the payment. And the young lady sent me 3 letters the other day and told me they credited all that money back. And I was glad, just happy for him the credit and put a great mark on my credit file because he lied. And then after that, I had a check. I was so happy. I didn't expect nothing. Y'all can do what he want. How you cancel the debt and still give me something? I'll give y'all praise. Y'all can do what he wants, and he know how to bless us. And I thank him for it. And he know how to bless you and bless your household. We know exactly what you need. So we give him glory and give him thanks, y'all. And I thank you all for hanging in there. Because, listen, it's rough over here. I'm literally having to fight through. But y'all be praised. But I have faith that he will do it. I was getting frustrated because I wasn't feeling well. I said, oh my goodness. But I kept telling me and y'all the one kept encouraging me to stay because I was finna shut it down. Y'all kept saying, no, we hear you, we see you. But I kept freezing up. And that's just so unprofessional to me. But the enemy don't want us to hear these words. So we give y'all praise and we give him glory. In the mighty name of Yahushua. And with that we say, be blessed and be kept well on this week. Now next week I'll hopefully be here on Wednesday, but we won't be here Friday or Saturday. We won't be here next weekend. Hallelujah. But I pray that I'll be on here Wednesday night with you all. With that said, we say shalom, saints, and Shabbat shalom.